Right, background is too light or too loud. You guys have to let me know in the comments. Welcome to the Mark Pires show, Discover Connecticut. Don't have the logo today, can't put it on. But I did want to pop on real quick and share a little success story for you. I think it's important to find the small wins in life. Okay, small wins are important. And I have one for you today. Hopefully we are dropping some frames, so I'm gonna see if I can, first and foremost, let's just record this as well. So at least we're getting it. Small wins are very important, my friend. Let me tell you a little bit about mine today. So I needed a new pair of shoes, sneakers to be exact. And I don't go every 2 years. I don't know. It's infrequent that I'm at the shoe store. But I needed to go today. Had to be at an appointment, so I wanted to get there. And the only place I could find was Dick's Sporting Goods. So I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. And I'm like the only one there because it's the first one in. And I get the kicks from the back right there. And on the way out, I'm like at all these places, you put my number in, there's rewards and stuff. So I said, are there any rewards, any discounts on my purchase? And the lady says, we just opened. They haven't given me any slips for the day. And I realized in that moment that, this is an opportunity to just talk to someone, person to person, have a conversation. And so I said, oh, are you serious? I said, oh, you don't have anything special for me? And I just kind of smiled. And I said, let me just check my emails, because sometimes I get them. And I just kind of smiling while I'm looking, because I didn't want to be rude and hold her up. And she just quickly turns and she starts rummaging around, and she finds a sheet and starts going one by one. And she gets it to stick. And she goes, I got you. And I said, are you serious? And she goes, yeah, absolutely. I said, you are the best. And she goes, I hope I don't get in trouble. And she's not. This is her job. Is people, when they do ask, they should get it. I want to just tell you, her name was Marte. And she was amazing. Marte hooked a brother up. And all I could say is this, guys, if you don't smile in life, you don't have an opportunity to save $38, a $38 savings by smiling. So you tell me a smile doesn't work? You tell me a smiles don't get you doors to open? Every conversation in life, you have to lead with a smile, whether it's on the phone or you're in person. It matters. We may get cut off here, but I just wanted to pop on quickly to tell you that. I thought it was a pretty cool little win, especially when we have the quote that I came up with years ago and am now bringing in everything and everybody. You could smile at things. I saw a study once about a guy, 3 different things. He had, I think, a bunch of jars, but the main ones were hate, like joy, and love. These weird, one he didn't even talk to, that's what it was. He didn't even talk to one of them, he just ignored it. The other one, he said, I hate you to it every single day. And the other one, he said, I love you to it. And the one he ignored molded. It got like really moldy and gross and weird. The second one he said, I hate you to, turned rice. And it was perfect rice. It was sitting there still. Like, just everything you do matters. You have this energy that you may not be aware of. You're going to do something, and you might as well do something that's going to have a positive impact on the world. Here from Mark and something I'm going to come up with here. Anyway, we're on our way. I'm driving to my last appointment of the day. To myself, I got to tell that story. Doesn't mean you're making money when you're busy as a realtor. Let's go over that real quick. You could be the busiest realtor in the world. You only make money when you transact. So I'm out there showing properties, trying to locate and scope out properties for my clients, doing the legwork, shooting videos for my clients of properties they can't get to because they're out of town, whatever, or across country. And all of these days I work for free. Just like I do when I go on and put on a show. It's to just try to lift one soul up. There's been a motto to this show since I did start it in 2018, been here every day since. And the quote is to affect a positive change one person at a time. That's my goal and my motto. I created that motto early on, and I've been living by it. That's my only reason for being here on the air, is to affect a positive change one person at a time. There's somebody on the other side who's either finding it now or will find it in the future, who will be. I truly believe if everybody could figure out how to harmonize. Maki, you want to maki it? I'll maki. This guy's trying to go and maki you. Mark Pires to you. Sometimes you do a Mark Pires on people. So no, seriously, just you have to understand the hard work that goes into being a successful agent. It's a lot of the there's no glory in the days that you're out there working from the beginning of the day to the end, and there's no money to show for. But you're building a relationship. You're out there doing the work your client can't. And by the way, you may actually film the house that they buy. So this is why we do it. We have to provide them with the information necessary to make informed decisions. And so I go out there on a daily basis trying to help my clients make informed decisions so I could be at the end with them at a closing and I could feed my family at the same time. That's how it works. So it's not glamorous, guys. You go grab me a realtor. You could do it if it's a secondary job, but if you want to be a full-time realtor, you better get out there and do it. You better get out there and make phone calls. You better get out there, create content about what you do, and try to connect with people. That's what I'm doing here. FYI, if you need to buy or sell any real estate in Connecticut, reach out to me, shoot me a DM. Any questions about the real estate market, about a specific community, or if you'd like me to go out and film in that community, that's what we're here doing. That's part of the show, is capturing the communities, the small businesses, the 400 years of history under our feet. That is Discover Connecticut. And so I created that show last year as an offshoot of my original idea, which was Get to Know America. And I was going town by town. I did 5 towns of Get to Know America. They're 22 to 27 minutes long. I thought they were great. I interviewed the first selectman in each town, and a bunch of people in the town, small businesses. I did Discover Connecticut, but it was a long form 30-minute show ready for network, But I didn't understand the idea of sponsoring, getting sponsors behind it, and getting different backers to get behind this concept. I'll sell it before I put it on the market. And that's just the reality of supply and demand. And you're going to see people trying to sell these communities again. And my show will be the one location where you hear about it on a daily basis for Discover Connecticut. And meet some business owners. Learn a little. So much history here in southern Fairfield County and all over Connecticut, really. We can go up to East Rock and West Rock and New Haven and do a whole Get to Know or Discover Connecticut up there. When it gets warmer, guys, I'm going to be outside with the drone. We're going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Because I could, as you can tell, we're losing a lot of frames, but I could broadcast live from anywhere. We may lose frames, but I'll film it as well, and then we'll drop it later anyway. It's better, the stuff is so much better than what you're seeing right now. However, it should be better than anything else that I've ever used. That being said, we have to create more content about these communities. And so when you need to buy and sell, you could ask me, and I can actually not only tell you, I could point you to a piece of content I made about the community you want to move into. And that's my goal, is to just I have the Discover Connecticut YouTube channel. I have to start broadcasting to that channel every day. And when we do that, we're going to see this playlist grow for each town, and eventually there will be so much content on each town, and just be the place to go to learn about the communities, to learn a little bit more about everything that's going on in Connecticut. I got to start doing events. So anybody who's doing an event out there, if you want to Discover Connecticut, to cover said event with my passionate and comedic sensibilities. You can even have Christopher Walken do the event if you want. He's coming back. I don't know if you guys saw it. He's back. Walking. I'm not walking anywhere. I'm in the car right now. I'm driving on I-95. I-95. Wow. You there. You're in the car. You go outside. You catch a bus. No, Chris, I'm in my own car. Oh. And then No one told me you were there in your car. You're driving long distance. You're going through the night, through the day. Everybody knows. You're all talking. You talk loud, of course, louder than the rest. You need rest. Put your head on the pillow. Oh, some marshmallow pillow, right? Guys, sometimes when you're there and walking decides to be the driver, you're in the back seat. You're in the back seat for that one. Anyway, guys, I'm going to probably end this now. I'm not even looking at it, just driving focused on the road here. I had a comment from someone I love very dearly. And she said, I heard that you're driving, it's dangerous. I'm driving. This is the same thing to do whether or not I'm alive or not, I'm driving. I'm focused. What are you looking at? You're looking at me while I'm driving? I'm doing it. I'm road raging. I'm road raging while I'm driving regardless of the camera going. So, I don't know, this idea of it being dangerous. It can't be dangerous if I'm still fully alert. I'm alert to my surroundings. No, I see you, sir, over there. I just flew right by you. Your wheel, sir, your wheel. You have a weird wheel. It's doing, you should get that fixed. I wish I had a megaphone. If I had a megaphone, guys, I would just get on. Excuse me, sir, your wheel is about to fall off. You may want to get that fixed. Pull off the next exit. But I'm fully engaged with the vehicles around me. Lane change. I couldn't do a lane change, guys, if I wasn't aware that there's nobody in this right lane. Sometimes when you're doing it, Andretti style. Oh, that's right, I forget. You guys don't know who Andretti is. Mario Andretti, he was a god, some people say. I think he died in a crash, though, so probably not a god. But he was a good race driver. Kyle Petty? It's Petty. I threw a name out there that's relevant, right? Guys, what's with the traffic now? I wouldn't have been able to slow down in traffic and come to a complete stop, essentially, if I wasn't fully aware of my surroundings. Right? Anyway, guys, just I like to infuse a little comedy into my lives. You can't just go through life getting just the motivation and inspiration. This is the full gamut here, okay? I don't think you've ever heard the story before, but when I was in college, I played Romeo for a full year. It was crazy to play that part for a full year. It was the dream role. It was only a year after I got into acting, which is an even crazier story, that I got the lead when everybody else was pissed that I got the lead. But I went in there and killed it. And that's because I didn't need to learn how to act, just like I didn't need to learn how to write music and play music. I never took a lesson in my life. I just play, I just feel. And that's what I did with the script in my hand. And I had that script as Romeo, and I loved it. And I went out there and I think I did the best job I could as a guy who'd only been acting for, I think it was even less, maybe 6 months. I did one play before it, and it was like a short play. I played a lead in a short play that this guy, Dave Lurie, had written. And from there, I all of a sudden was in the scene there. It was and then there was this audition for Romeo and Juliet. And I was like, I'm freaking getting that role. So I read it for a while, for a few weeks before the audition. I was going through the scenes. And I just was, I don't know, I visualized things. I'm not a method actor. I always felt that the script should bring you to the moment. And so when I was playing Romeo, I did this for a full year. The script, I believed, should make you cry twice. It should make Romeo break down and cry twice. But I'm not hey, let me think about my dead dog. That's not me. I want to let it happen naturally, or I'm not faking it. There's just no crying in that version, that day that you came to see. Every single episode, every single time I did it was different. The words were the same, but everything I did was different. I had to make it fresh every night. I loved it. It was so much fun. We turned this into this really cool, there was someone, our director, Joe Tantalo. I wish I could get in touch with Joe. He's on Facebook. I got to try to reach out to him. Joe filmed it. He had a crew there filming it one day. And Ileana, who played Juliet, a few of us over the years have been like, hey, where's the film? He's like, no, we never saw a film. There's a film out there of us doing this at the Palace Theater in New Haven, okay? And so basically, just so you understand what we did, we filmed this this one play that we did this one day, and we did this for a full year. But the concept was first in a round, and Romeo was a musician, and we leaned into the things that we were all doing. So the first scene, when I'm sitting there, we had me in a cafe when I meet with Benvolio, and I got my guitar in my hand, and I'm sitting there playing this. I can still hear the piece of music that I wrote for it. Beautiful piece, starts in D, and just, I don't know, because I don't know music, but I just wrote this gorgeous piece of music, and I was just strumming this, rolling through this piece, and then Benvolio walks in, and we start. I put my guitar down. You don't see the guitar again, but again, until the fifth scene. In the fifth scene, I'm banished. I can't see the love of my life, Juliet, anymore. I can't ever come back, and I'm there sitting banished with my guitar, and I sing my entire monologue. I turn my entire monologue into a song. That's why I want to see that, because it was pretty cool. I remember that song I made was pretty sick. Like, it's in iambic pentameter. It's in a beat. So I was like, okay, I'll just write it into a song. And then I thought about it. I never did this, but I should. I wanted to make Romeo and Juliet into like a musical, and just write music for every single scene and just sing all of the parts. And I just never did it, but I wanted to do that and use my voices and just go in and play every part and sing them all. You know, Mercutio, that would be amazing. Queen Mad, ain't she a bad? You know, like whatever, make a hip hop tune out of that one. But I did it with one scene, my monologue, scene 5, Banished, Romeo, and it was amazing. It was amazing. But there were only 2 times in the entire year, that entire run, that I actually cried from the script, from the moment that brought me to it. And man, it was powerful. And by cried, I mean like I was enraged with being disconnected, for seeing her dead. Like, it was at the end. At one point we used guns, so it was like the whole was more modern, but they weren't real guns. They were just like fake, not hard plastic. It was metal. These were metal. They were meant to look like real guns, but they weren't. There was nothing to them. Like, you couldn't. What do you call it? You couldn't do any of that. It was just like a fake faux gun, but it was heavy and real. Looked like what's the name of that one stupid 50 caliber? You know. Golden Eagle, I think the Golden Eagle. I don't know guns, clearly. So anyway, I had that fake gun, and during this one scene, while I was freaking out at the end that she died, she killed herself, I like was going like this, grabbed my hair, and I like hit myself with the gun. And I remember after the production was done, my production manager and the director were like, "We thought you were going to knock yourself out. Like, we thought you knocked yourself out. You hit yourself so hard." And in the moment, I didn't realize how hard I hit myself, because I just let the moment take me. And it didn't matter what. I could have had a sledgehammer in my hand. I was going to hit myself with it, because the script brought me to it. And it was the only 2 times that happened. Once was in the round, and the second time was, I think, the 3rd production when we did it at Long Wharf, which is a professional theater in New Haven, Connecticut. It was pretty cool to do that as like this young buck. Just got out there and just fell in love with the idea of entertaining and taking a script and bringing it to life. It's kind of ironic that I started a show that's completely unscripted for the last 6 years. And like, I refuse to take a script. Like, I want the moment to be real. This is the most authentic show on earth. Whether you see me with a guitar or you see me here right now, like I'm just allowing myself to breathe, always. So, not sure if we're still on the air, my friends, but I would say I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate you being here with me and listening to my little stories as I make my way